Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 23 Hardcore. Tonight we are heading to Imola for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. So, it is the day of the Grand Prix. All of our basic prep work has already been done, I believe. Don't think we had any new parts to add. Let me quickly check. We are on the most up-to-date spec for each part. We do have one new side pod available. Let's slap that onto Donna's car. Yeah, there we go. So how many side pods do I actually have in production right now? Just the two. So let's add a third so that we'll have a spare. Oh no, wait, are we rushing these? That seems very expensive for a side pod. Yeah, we might be rushing. So we'll hold off. Everything else is good. Let's take a look at how the car is on paper. Very nice. There'll be a slight difference between the two now that we've got the upgraded side pod on. Let's see what that actually translates as. Well, actually quite a bit. Looks like this is what's going to push us over the edge in terms of speed as the number one fastest car now. But everything else is tiny, well, even the speed is tiny gains. Look, 0.05 kilometers per hour. That's barely anything at all. And that is enough to push us up to the fastest overall. And then it's 0.001 G in low, 0.002 in medium, and 0.003 in high-speed G. So very, very negligible gains. But we already had the best downforce. All we've done is slightly improve that. So nice. Right, let's get some targets set for this evening's Grand Prix. So the incentive is both cars in Q2. That should be straightforward. Be worried at this stage if it's not. We should get both into Q3. Okay, we're going to go 2 in the top 8 tonight. Fastest lap is the incentive. It's not that much of a payout, really, is it? 168 grand. Let's have a look at finishing position guarantee. We're going to go 2 in the top 8 again. Quali streak, 1 in the top 10 for 2 races. We can finish that off tonight. And we are 3 down on our finish position streak. We can make that 4 after today. I think we're now pretty much ready to head to Imola. Let me just quickly check our facilities before we do jump across. That suspension simulator is going to go any day now by the look of it. Staff facilities are all good. Operationally, not worried about the hospitality. Everything else there is fine. Let's head to Imola.
Welcome along to Italy, and welcome along to Imola. Just outside Bologna in northern Italy, Imola hosts the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, named after the region it sits in. Surrounded by woodland, this iconic track is rich with Formula One history and the legends of those who raced here. And it's an old school track with plenty of elevation changes and lots of corners. There's only one DRS zone here, but it follows the long straight right before Tamburello and should see plenty of action. In the last round, Max Verstappen flew to victory, the Dutchman proving that he can be absolutely unstoppable when he's in such fine form. There's nothing like a race weekend in Formula One.
Evening, Adrian, Wayne, and Dino. Good to see you guys. You check control stats before sponsors. Yeah, we've only got a few driver appearances this season compared to the last, so I'm not really too concerned about it. It's just going to hit us whenever it hits us, but hopefully it won't be too much of an issue. Got to put that faith in them at some point, I suppose. We are on ATA this weekend, so we're going to go with medium tyres in the first session. Let's put Anne in the car again. We want to go 21 laps, I think, for this circuit. Let's check parts. We can get rid of that engine now. Put the older one back in. Still on the first DRS unit, but we can certainly change over the gearbox to the original gearbox as well. There we go. All right, off we go. So another Grand Prix weekend and another new race winner this year. George Russell picking up his first win of the season. I forgot about the weather. How bad's that going? Oh, that is very, very heavy. Tough it out as long as we can for the first stint. Might have to go on to wet tyres after this. Could and probably should have been Norris. Some very naughty driving from Max, moving in the braking zone, which is very much against the rules, and then causing the collision that took himself and Norris out. And you can see McLaren called, when they called Norris in, I think they had every intention of sending him back out again, but Norris, I think, was just like, his head was gone. And that was it. He took the steering wheel off. He's like, no, fuck it, I'm done. I think that was his call rather than a problem with the car. Because he wasn't going to get points. And I don't think he was in the right headspace to carry on that anyway. So he just risked having another incident if he went out again. So I can kind of understand him, cutting off like that. Verstappen did get an additional penalty after the Grand Prix, 2 points added to his license. He now has, I think, 4 on his license. So if he amasses a total of 12 over a 12-month period, that will be a one-race ban. It's more likely that Kevin Magnussen is going to be the one who gets a ban rather than Max. But it's good to see that Max has finally been penalised for his over-aggressive defending. Shenanigans going on at Alpine as well, between Gasly and Ocon. Ocon not doing his team any favours, but at the end of the day, he's leaving them at the end of the year. He doesn't really give a damn, I don't think. And what is going on at Aston Martin? So off the pace tonight, or yesterday. They were abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. And I'm not sure what happened to Hamilton to end up so far behind. I know he had a 5-second penalty on his first stop, or was it his second stop? But he ended up a long way behind. And sometimes when you're watching the highlights, you don't see everything. Sometimes they forget to put something in, or, because things change so quickly, you miss something. I don't know what I missed as to why he suddenly ended up like 23 seconds off George. But yeah, it was looking good for Hamilton at one point, and then just, like I said, finished a long way off in the end. Oscar unlucky as well, not to eventually be able to fight for the win. I think if he'd had another 3 or 4 laps, he might have been able to do it. He was closing in right up to the end. And another podium for Sainz. Another shocker for Charles Leclerc as well. Managed to get a few points, I think, in the end, but yeah, not a great weekend for him at all. Let's have a look. Let's bump the front wing up to a 7. Let's push that to a 4.6. Let's go all the way up to a 3.5 on that. We'll go to a 3.7. Let's pull that back to a 6.5. I'm going to drop that down to a 0. That's a little bit too much. Yeah, we'll try that. See how that goes. And let's change the tyres as well. Let's put on some inters now for the rest of the session. It's probably going to stay full wets, but it'll be borderline. Slap on a bit more front wing on this one. Let's go to 7.5. We'll go with a 2.8 on this one. Again, I'm going to go to a 3.5. Again, I'm going to go to a 0. And I'm going to just drop that to 7, just so I can get right to the edge on the traction there and the oversteer, just to eliminate directions on those. Might need to change the rear wing angle, but we can at least make some educated guesses to rule out certain things here with this setup. Yeah, we'll go with the inters. Hopefully the track water level will come down quickly enough to make those viable, and then we can just keep those tyres on for the rest of the session. Yeah, pretty good weekend overall in terms of racing. Sets up Silverstone quite nicely. And there we can see inters are the right tyre. You're surprised Max wasn't looked out for his move down the straight, trying to push Norris off after. Yeah, I thought that was very, very naughty as well. Especially considering the fact that he had a puncture. He wasn't trying to get out of anyone's way. He was trying to get in the way of Norris, who also, it turns out, had a puncture, a slower puncture, but he had a puncture. Whereas Max's tyre went instantly. Norris's went, a couple of corners later, but and in much worse condition as well.
How's the balance?
Max was able to actually beat Norris back to the pits by quite a big margin in the end, which surprised the hell out of me. Superb drive from Hulkenberg, and your drive of the day. He had a decent race. Who was it he was fending off at the end? I'm trying to remember. Was it Leclerc? I can't remember who it was. No, it was Perez, wasn't it? It was Perez he was fighting off. Perez, what a disastrous race for Perez. I mean, when you look at it, he was so far behind Max, who had a puncture and had to pit for a replacement tyre, and still finished comfortably ahead of Perez by nearly 20 seconds, 30 seconds in the end. A long way back. I mean, he signed that contract and he's been utter rubbish ever since. It's just why did they give him another deal, and a long deal as well, not like a short one. They gave him a 1+1. I can't see him. If his form continues like that, he might not even see his new contract. They might just get rid of him at the end of the season. Evening, Naga. Norris's car lost so much carbon. Yeah, it did lose a fair bit. I'm trying to think who else we saw. I think it was, whose car was it? We saw one of the brake ducts, or one of the vanes that sits behind behind the wing for the front left brake. We saw that go flying off after exit from turn 3 on the way down to turn 4. About halfway through the Grand Prix. Was it one of the Alpines? Was it Ocon or Gasly? Quite a lot of carbon got scattered across the track. It was Ocon. Yeah, I thought it was Ocon. I tell you, it was really nice as well to have the gravel traps right on the edge of the racing line, kind of thing, around the end of the circuit as well. No more ridiculous track limit controversies like we had a couple of seasons ago, where they couldn't even confirm the result because they had all those additional penalties to apply after the fact. That was just farcical. Put a strip of gravel there. It's amazing how the drivers immediately stopped abusing track limits.
And here we've got a yellow flag.
We are not going to get full feedback, but let's get as much as we can. Maybe 4 out of 5 if we're lucky.
that is.
And I think the incident could have been avoided if the FIA had awarded track limits penalty faster. Are you talking about Norris's track limits penalty? No, I don't think so. I think if anything, it would have made it, more frantic for Norris to try and get past, because he would have then had to push like crazy to try and build a 5-second gap. But so he might have made it a couple more, a more desperate lunge than the calculated move that he made. But yeah, I feel sorry for Norris. He definitely didn't deserve to not finish that Grand Prix. And the 10-second penalty that Max received basically did nothing, because he was so far ahead of sixth place, he wasn't going to drop any further back. I was very pleased as well that Alonso took the fastest lap away from Max across the line as well. That made me chuckle. Just taking that extra point away from him. Right. I'm going to go with mediums again. We have got potential for more heavy weather in this session. What I think the FIA should have done is they should have instructed Max, especially when Max went off. I'm trying to think, was there a moment, I might be getting this mixed up with the sprint, was there a moment where Max went off the track and retook the lead and then didn't give the position back? Or was that when he actually had the contact? I think that might have been when he had the contact. Perfect, 100%.
How is the balance, please?
95 for Embry's car. Only a little bit of rain in this session, that's good.
How's the balance?
Yeah, I do think Max should have been given a black and white flag for his dangerous moving in the braking zones. So I think he did it like 3 laps in a row, at least 2 laps in a row, if not 3. But it does highlight a weakness in Verstappen's game
And we have rain coming.
that we haven't really seen, because he's not been in that position very often since 2021. But he is not calm under pressure. I mean, we saw him, stepping over the line on a number of occasions in 21 in his title fight with Hamilton, and we've seen it again this season because he's under pressure again. The last couple of seasons, he's not had any real pressure at all.
Copy that. We have more rain coming. We have more rain in the pit lane now. More rain.
And whenever he's up against it, he makes mistakes.
Update on track condition, please.
I mean, I'm enjoying this season already, and I'm looking forward to the second half of the season, because there's every chance that Ferrari will get back on top of things and improve their car. And Mercedes are showing definite forward progress, and they should get closer as well and start getting in the mix more often with Red Bull and McLaren. Next season could be fantastic. Last season of the regulations before they change, everyone will have a good handle on their car by that point. Out of the top teams, could be very, very close next year. Could be a four-way constructors fight next season.
Unconfirmed, rain, stop.
Let's keep Donna out a little bit longer. See if we can get her up to 70. There we go. Managed to keep Embry out for that one more lap. There we go. Alright, so 95% with Embry's car. A little bit of tweaking to do. Donna's is where it needs to be. Let's pull that back to a 7 then. Pull that back. That might be enough. Just doing that might be enough. We'll go with 40 laps of fuel. We're going to run the hards in this session. Let's do the driving options. And if we need to, then we will pull Embry in halfway through the stint. And we'll go 30 laps again with Donna. That might be a little bit more fuel than she needs, but again, as always, better safe than sorry. Let's send them out. No rain in this session.
That's a green light.
It's dry now for the rest of the weekend. Just imagine the irony if by the end of the year it's Mercedes that are better than Ferrari. just as Hamilton's moving from Mercedes to Ferrari. And it was so blatantly the other way round at the start of the season. Mercedes have caught up quickly this year. And Ferrari seems to have gone off the boil a little bit. Started really strongly. And yeah, they've not had a couple of good races, have they? They were not good in Canada at all. And they weren't great at Austria.
There's a yellow flag now.
But they are running the risk of becoming the 4th fastest team now. Right, we've got a car set up. Now we just need to let them build up their track knowledge. Dino's not a Hamilton fan. That's understandable. I mean, I'll cheer him on as a British, driver. I'm always going to cheer him on. Good weekend for Ricciardo. That's good to see. He needs to get some more results in where he is.
There's a car in the wall, so there is a lot of
It's
debris,
not Embry.
and the car's still on the left-hand side. So I would stay to the far.
It's good
right.
to see that he's
Stay
getting
to
some
the
results
far
where he's
right.
better than Tsunoda again. He needs a string of those. Ewan and Daniel.
And virtual safety car. Okay, drive to the delta. Drive to the delta.
Oh, Isaac was the one who crashed. He just doesn't have enough. You can see him getting dropped for Lawson. One good race doesn't make a season. Well, no, I know it doesn't. I mean, but he's had 2 good results in a row now. He, had a good run in Canada. He's had a good run here tonight. He's beaten Tsunoda in both of those Grand Prix. He'll be not, like I said, he needs to string some more of those results together now. What did I think of the race yesterday? It's what we spent the last 15 minutes talking about. I thought it was a decent race. Some good battling up and down the grid. I thought Max got off quite lightly with just a 10-second penalty and 2 penalty points. I think he should have been given 3 points. I also...
Welcome everyone to qualifying.
Let the spiel go
This
first.
should be a good one.
This weekend, we're running on alternative tyre allocation rules, meaning teams will be constrained by the tyre compounds they can use for each period of qualifying. Looking at the lap times, we saw a real lack of pace from them in practice. They never looked quite comfortable with the setup, and they'll need to try something new for qualifying if they want to get past Q1.
Here we go, folks. It's time to get started.
Yeah, I also think it's long overdue that they do something about the pit lane entrance. I've been thinking it and saying it for years now. They need to make changes. Either they extend the track a little bit going into the last couple of turns, or they shorten. They bring the pit lane entrance out. They bring it in a bit earlier, so that there is no pit lane and racing line basically converging around the final two turns. They either need to bring the pit lane in a little bit more, or just lengthen the track a little bit and redesign the last couple of corners, push them out a little bit further, so that there is a clear separation going into the penultimate turn between the track and the pit lane. Because it's not clever where it's positioned, and it's been a problem year after year after year. And one of these days, someone's going to have a spin or something. They're going to just have a little snap while they're going into the pits, as they're going around the apex, trying to carry as much speed as they can through while staying in the white lines. They're going to lose it. Hamilton nearly lost it and just crossed the white line briefly with his rear tyre, which is what caused the penalty for him. But one of these days, a driver's just going to snap and spin right in front of the car, and it's going to be an almighty wreck at speed around one of the fastest corners on the circuit, if not the fastest corner on the circuit. It's an accident, a major accident waiting to happen. And I can't believe that they still haven't done anything about it after all these years. Let's go 2 flying laps. See if we can do the old switcheroo.
Fuck it's green.
Do I think we'll see a fight between Max and Norris on track? Yeah, absolutely. Of course we're going to see a fight between those two.
We stick to the plan.
Might even see Piastri involved as well. Just remember Silverstone last year.
You can bring the tyre in.
Championship gets more interesting after the summer break. Yeah, there's going to be a fair few penalties coming, up and down the grid. But I think the championships will be more interesting after the summer break, simply because the cars will be even closer by that point as well. Ferrari hopefully will be back on top of their little issues that they're having at the moment, and Mercedes will potentially be even closer as well. It could be a very, very very close second half of the season. Max is totally getting booed at Silverstone. Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, that's in no doubt whatsoever. Of course he's getting booed. Evening, Apex.
Track is clear. Charge your first corner.
Track clear.
can't wait for F1 Manager 24. You pre-ordered it on the PlayStation Store. Yep. No, I know entirely what you're talking about. I'm counting down the days as well. It's going to be a tight finish, actually, getting this season done just before the new one comes out. We might have to do a couple of Saturday streams. I have to actually sit down and work it out as to when the series is going to end. It's only round 6 tonight. Who was at fault for the collision yesterday? Oh, Max, without a shadow of a doubt. It was completely Max's fault. He was moving in the braking zone, you know, which is already, you know, very, very naughty and a penalty-worthy offence. And then Norris had the inside, you know, the inside line up into turn 3, and Max just turned in on him. Broke his own wheel, and then broke Norris's wheel with the second contact. It was completely Max's fault. One thing that consistently impressed me, though, was just how good a launch he would get out of turn 3 in that final DRS straight every time. Like in the sprint, Norris got up the inside and got the move done. Had the DRS.
Big up.
And then he left the door open. But Max's launch out of that corner every single time was so good that even in the race, when Norris had the DRS, he couldn't get on terms with Max more often than not on the run up to turn 4. That Red Bull was working so well out of turn 3. Am I not switching them around? They weren't close enough to try and do the switcheroo, so I'll just run them like this again. At least this way we can make sure that Embry definitely gets through, and if we need to send Donna out for a slipstream run on a 1-lap run, we can do that afterwards. Don't know why Max was only given a 10-second penalty. Yeah, I mean, they gave him a penalty. 10 seconds is the standard penalty these days. It was 5 seconds last year. It's now 10 seconds for an instant. So that's why it was a 10-second penalty. I think he should have had a 10-second penalty for the collision, and I think he should also have had a 10-second penalty for his dangerous driving before the collision happened as well, with his moving and the braking. I also think he should have been given 3 penalty points after the race, not 2. But, I mean, you could argue maybe there's a little anti-Max bias there, but even so, we've seen other drivers hit with bigger penalties. And I do think Max got a little bit of leeway just simply because he's the champion. And that is genuinely a thing. We've seen that up and down the grid, you know, for many, many, many seasons now, where a champion has a little bit of leeway because they're the champion. We've seen it with Hamilton. We've seen it with Schumacher. We've seen it with Alonso. You know, we've seen it with other drivers as well. Do I play F1 24? No, I don't. I played F1 21 and I loved it, and I platinumed that one. And then I tried 22 and I just didn't get on with it. And I've got 23 that they gave away free on PlayStation Plus a few months back, and I haven't really played it. And I have no real desire to play 24. When F1 Manager 22 came out, that basically, you know, took all my focus for F1 away from F1 racing to this. You think front runners are given more leniency compared? Yeah, bigger names generally, the guys who are running at the front do tend to get a little bit more leniency than the guys at the back. I think it's because they're afraid of upsetting a good chunk of a viewing audience, and also not wanting to disrupt the racing itself too much, which it's not. I don't think it's like an unwritten rule. You seem to you tend to see that every now and again, and I kind of wish we didn't. Reputation definitely does help influence a decision, and in that respect I can kind of understand that. If a driver has a history of being naughty, then that should absolutely colour the decision, and if they have a history of fair and clean racing, that should also absolutely colour the decision a little bit. Shouldn't be the overriding factor though. It's definitely what should be taken into account. This driver drove recklessly, dangerously, has a history of doing that. Can't play the innocent card in this one because they have form, basically. And likewise, a driver who is normally, super consistently clean makes maybe a mistake. Could be argued that it was intentional. Driver could say, I have no record of driving like this, this is a complete freak accident kind of thing. That again is something I think should help colour the decision a little bit, should take that into account a little.
And you can push in tires, we're good on tires.
Time to push on these tyres.
If Magnussen or Sargent had done that, they'd be fucked. Well, maybe. I don't know as far as Magnussen goes, because they issued so many penalties in one race. They might be hesitant to issue that final penalty that would trigger the ban, because it would trigger a ban. So that may actually work in his favour, potentially. Sargent, I mean, I think it would have just been a slam dunk. No real decision required if it had been Sargent, but I don't think he'd have been penalised any worse than Max was penalised. No improvement. Hopefully Donna's done enough anyway. I think the best of these tyres is gone now.
Okay, keep an eye on your battery. Charge on.
So that's it for us in this session. Finished the hards. Still haven't got a time from... oh no, there we go. Maloney finally sets his time. Goes 13th. Norris is out on an out lap. Don't know if he's going to have time for another run after this. That might be his one and only attempt. So we'll keep an eye on it, because he is currently bottom of the standings. He's going to have some traffic to deal with as well. Ocon and Albon are just a little bit up the road. So we head to Tamburello. The others have just gone through Tosa. That's where Norris is now. And there's a third car there as well. Is that? I'm trying to see if it's an Alpine. I don't think it is. It might be a car on an in-lap. Yeah, I think that was Belajac's on an in-lap. So Norris threads the needle nicely there. Didn't get held up. Needs to find something special here. McLaren's early season pace has just disappeared here. They're both in the drop zone right now. It's a clean lap for Norris. He's going to get an improvement, but will it be enough of an improvement? Not just to get through, but to stay through. Oh, there you go. He jumps all the way up to third. Big improvement. Max looking to improve. And stays in sixth. 6/10 off Embry's time. 2/10 off of Donna. Couple more out of the pit lane now. Here comes Ocon and Albon on their flying laps. Big gap opened up between the two. So no slipstream for Albon here, which means he's probably getting eliminated. Unless he can pull out something special. Could be a potential blocking situation here for Ocon. No, he's going to get away with it. That Haas is, not Haas, sorry, that Alfa Romeo has picked up speed. So Ocon crosses the line and goes 15th. That's not safe. Albon is out in last place. For sure, looking to improve. And there's traffic. Look at this traffic. He got through that without being held. I think he might have got away with that, but it's going to be very crowded at the end of this session. A whole bunch of cars trying to set a time. They should all make it. Vasseur has not improved. He is out. Stroll starting his flying lap now, I think. And he's got a really nice slipstream behind Tsunoda. That was close. That's it. Everyone's crossed the line for the final time now. Ocon has been eliminated. Maloney now the driver at risk, and you've got to say Stroll is likely to improve here. He's getting a nice tow behind Tsunoda. Zhou's potentially at risk here as well, depending on what happens with Maloney's time. Tsunoda improves up to 8th. Stroll goes 6th. Maloney is out at the moment. Can he improve? No, he can't. Not enough. He found just a couple of hundredths. So we're saying goodbye to both Williams, both Haas and Ocon in the second McLaren. All right, medium tyres. We're going to go with just the one lap. I'm going to wait for someone to go out.
should be green.
There we go. Out nicely behind Norris here.
Focus on tires and brakes.
You can bring the tyre in.
Stroll coming out now as well. So there's two ways we can approach this race. We can either go medium hard or medium soft. If we go the medium soft route, we are definitely going to have to look after the tyres. I mean, we could maybe try a two-stop, go soft, medium, soft. We have the pace, I think, potentially to pull that off if we can break away early. If we do that, we'll be looking at soft, medium, soft, I think.
So we are good for traffic. Charge up, let's go now.
And there'll be no one ahead.
I'll see where we qualify at the end of Q3. Well, potential traffic here. Definitely a little bit of a slight delay there for Embry. Donna is okay. She stayed close enough to get the slipstream from Norris. Embry has dropped a little bit further back. And there's Embry who gets the cleaner middle sector. And Embry actually goes 10th quicker. Okay, did not expect that. That might be enough for us to get through. But we'll probably do another run, just to be sure. Russell pops up to 5th, a long way back. A lot of cars on outlaps right now. Don't want to get in the way of them. Actually, they're all far enough ahead, aren't they? Got a Red Bull coming through. Yeah, there's no rush. We don't have to go right now. We'll wait. So there's Sonoda. Sets time. Piastri's on track. Pourchaire's on track. Behrman's on track.
Wake up those brakes.
Behrman pops himself all the way up to 4th. It's going to be a lot of improvement. So this should be our final run in this session. Not really going to be much left in the tyres to improve after this. Embry's safe. Donna is probably safe, but I just want to see if I can get a little improvement out of Embry, if at all possible. Donna's going to improve in the slipstream. Just push that goalpost a little further forward. We've got Norris popping out in front of us. That could make things awkward.
Shouldn't be anyone in front that will back you up.
We have a big gap in front of us. Okay, you can go. You can go.
Looks like we're going to get him on the approach to Tosa. Hopefully he'll be out of the way. Nope. Just going to slow down Embry. And destroys Donna's lap. There's no point. They both got held up. All aborts. And we'll just hope that's enough. How much have I got left in the tyres, actually? Maybe enough. Might be enough left in the tyres. You watch it pull over.
I want to see good work on your tires.
She did, but not for a teammate. That's good. Is that Hajar in front of me? No, it's Behrman. I'm a little concerned that Donna might be too close.
Position is good. Charge up last corner.
And she might try and battle. Oh, look how much speed I've got over Behrman. At least we don't get held up this time. No improvement in the first. Yeah, we are all over the back of Ollie here.
That is the checkered flag.
We're not going to improve. Looks like Donna lost a bit of time there behind the Ferrari as well. Might help Embry get a little bit more in the final sector, but there we go. No improvement, but we are still through. Fastest 2 on the grid again. Gasly with a chance to get through here. Zhou is the driver at risk. Gasly does not improve. He stays where he is. So Zhou is safe. Can he improve his time anyway? He does. He goes second. Got a big slipstream behind Piastri. All right. So timing is going to be crucial for this final run. I've only got one set of softs to play about with, really. So I have to go out behind another car. There goes Oscar nice and early. Go out behind him. No, I'm just praying for no traffic.
Okay, and we need to wake up the brakes now. Make sure you
on
give
this
us
first
a couple
run.
of braking.
Oh, very wide there.
You can bring the tyre in.
Behrman's coming out, so is Sonoda. Don't want anyone else to come out now till we come out of the final turn.
Track is clear, track is clear. Charge your place corner.
And track is
Off we
now
go. Now Porsche makes his way out. Whole garage could flood out now for all I care. Donna goes purple in the first sector, quicker than Oscar. I think Embry's probably quicker than Oscar as well. Yeah, look at that, just 81 thousandths of a second difference in the first. Second split coming up. 24.4 and a 24.5. But again, we're talking, what, 22 thousandths there. So we're talking a tenth between the two at the moment, give or take. Oscar does a 112. We go 7 tenths almost faster than that. And again, just thousands between them in the final sector. So 1.3 tenths the gap.
drive to the delta. And we
Nice
are
and close. We will have another run. On the same tyres. Norris starts his flying lap, and he is right behind someone. Right behind someone. Is that Hajar? It is. So that's going to compromise both of them there. Zhou looks to be tucked up behind... or is that Sonoda and Porsche? No, Sonoda has... Zhou has just overtaken, so... not on the same lap. That might have been a bit of a delay there for Zhou. There's Sonoda pulling into the garage. Max goes third. Leclerc got eliminated in the last session. I didn't even notice. I've just realised there is no second Red Bull. Russell out as well. Wow, Leclerc's form has suddenly just dropped. At least in qualifying anyway. Zhou pops up into 5th place. Now Hajar and Norris go 4th and 5th. We're going to go back out behind Oscar again. And we've got Behrman sneaking out behind us. Oh, now this could be interesting. We could inadvertently propel Behrman onto the front row here.
Okay, good braking, please.
And we are a little bit too far away from Porsche. I held just a touch too long. Yeah, Behrman is definitely closer to Embry than Donna is to Oscar. Yellow flag. Was that Donna going wide? It was. That's hurt her confidence a little bit.
But this is what happened. As they slow for Variante Alta, and they just can't keep on the track. Perhaps a little lapse in concentration, maybe.
No damage to the car, that's good. Underfloor is still intact. And there's a very real chance that Embry could go first and Behrman could go second here. If he can keep up in this opening sector or two. You're surprised she ran wide. She's normally quiet and focused. Yeah, she's usually the more consistent of the two, but you know, drivers aren't immune from making mistakes on warm-up laps. We have seen it before from top drivers as well. So she's in good company. I think we've got enough of a gap not to really benefit Behrman here. As the sun is setting, it's getting darker on the track. Embry does not improve.
And that's currently P1. On charge on right away, please.
Neither does Behrman. Too far behind in the end. So, question now is, can we hold off Max? Let's take a look at the other drivers who are currently on outlaps. There's Norris. And he is tucked up behind Max, so Norris is now a threat for the front row. Tsunoda starts his flying lap. He's got Zhou just ahead of him, Porsche just behind him. Hajar is making a run towards the end of the lap to start his flying lap, but Norris is now the real threat. So, will Norris snatch pole position from us? I think he probably will. He's close enough to the back of a very quick Red Bull. We can't do anything about it. We haven't got time or tyres to do it. No improvement in the first sector. Max has improved. If I see a purple sector, I'm going to be worried. No improvement for Max, but Norris has improved as expected through that middle. He'll get an improvement here as well. Max stays third. Norris takes third from him, but is still slower than us. So we have a very quick car tonight. Slipstream notwithstanding. A little bit further down, we've got Porsche here behind Tsunoda. Zhou is in 8th, across the line. No, mate, they're both boxing. Oh, that's your order then. So it's Donna from Embry. We've got a 1-2 on the front row. We'll get the bonus point for the fastest lap. Then it's Norris, Verstappen, Piastri. Then Hajar, Porsche, Zhou, Tsunoda, and Behrman.
The time has come to fight it out. It's race day.
Imola can really reward consistency, as Nigel Mansell showed here in 1992 when he became the first driver to ever win the opening 5 Grand Prix of a season. The weather is very overcast here. Strategies might have to be quite flexible going into today's race.
Meanwhile, in the grandstands, the red wave is swelling. Who will come out on top here in Imola?
It's not really an impressive stat anymore, but at the time, reliability was so bad. I mean, we're talking, 32 years ago now. Cars would fall apart on a pretty consistent basis. So, yeah, winning 5 races in a row, pretty special achievement. Would have been 6 had it not been for that slow puncture he had at Monaco in the following race. And then I can't remember what happened after that. Right, so that's the 1 stop there. This is the 2 stop, and I think I'm going to go for the 2 stop. Check my ERS. ERS should be fine. Yeah, 58%. That can tick over to 40 before it needs to be swapped over. It'll be about the same, if not slightly better on Donna's car, or slightly worse actually, but still more than acceptable. Let's change the strategy here as well. Press the wrong button. Go. We are going to go for the 2-stop because I think we've got the pace to make it work. You know, we can go really aggressive where we need to on the softs to open up the gap and then just pull away. Medium tyres will give us a nice undercut on the rest of the field that are stopping on the mediums or starting on the mediums. And then we'll have softs up against, you know, some partially worn hard tyres at the end to come back through the field very quickly. I am going to go guns blazing off the line, see if I can break away in the opening lap or two. And if we can't, then we'll settle into a protecting the car period, build the battery up, protect the tyres, and then have another attempt at breaking away a few laps after that.
Here in Imola, the drivers are ready to take on the 63 laps of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. A chance for the Aston Martin driver to show what they can do.
They start in P1, but will they be able to stay there? The first corner could be so crucial.
Right, let's get to it then. The crowd are on their feet in anticipation of this.
I'm seeing a lot of mediums.
Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
Oh yeah, an awful lot of mediums. Russell's on the hards down in 13th, Leclerc in 12th on those mediums. No other soft runners until 14th. So if we can get the breakaway, we can potentially scamper off into the distance. Potentially. But I don't know if we're going to get the breakaway. I might have to ease off. Norris is going hell for leather with us. Alright, let's save the battery and let's calm the tyres down.
And recharge on is okay, please.
Let's leave them in medium risk for now when it comes to overtaking. Low risk for defending so that they can stay on the racing line. Let the cars behind push their tyres and battery, and then we'll try and break away on lap 3. No incidents yet. I don't think there's been any changes to position yet either. Oh, Leclerc's got up a couple of places. Russell in 14th, has dropped back one. So Leclerc's gone forward one, Russell's gone back one. Maloney's got ahead of Gasly. There's the first yellow flag. Mistake at the chicane for somebody.
We've got a yellow flag here.
Oh, Gasly having a wobble. A little bit of contact. And that's cost him a couple of places. It's damaged his wing.
DRS enabled. So it's currently P2.
So Norris is trying to come with us. Stop the fighting. Try and pull this gap. There we go. Gap has been pulled.
Keep the pressure on.
Now we're going to push a little bit longer, try and stretch that gap even more.
Very good lap.
Don't want to give Norris any sniff of getting back into range. And given the fact that we're pushing and we're on the softs and we've got the best downforce on the grid, this is the part of the track where we should theoretically stretch the lead the most. But let's not forget, we also have the best DRS and the highest top speed. So even on the main straight at the start, we should be pretty good as well. And there you can see the gap now, 2.5 seconds.
Charge on.
And there we go. Lead has been established.
We don't have enough battery. You can consider a little bit of anti-deploy where you can.
Now the gap is getting closer to 3 seconds. Max putting some pressure on Norris. Porsche tucked up right behind Oscar as well. And here's a look into Tosa. Norris shuts that down. And the gap's now 3 seconds.
Charge on. Charge on.
Max has got through. He's going to keep pushing and try and close that gap back up. He's immediately on the defensive on the exit of Tosa there.
Charge on.
recharge on.
As Norris pulls the exact same move. And Oscar is also looking a little feisty. Couldn't quite get there. Leclerc now up to 10th, into the points. Russell still down in 14th, but has now dropped off the back of sights. That Ferrari is going to be vulnerable on the next couple of laps unless he can get back into DRS range. Those hard tyres will come good, but he is surrounded by softs at the moment, which is going to make things very tricky for him. Good Clark. Looking like a good day at the track so far. Yes, very much so. A nice, solid run through practice. Uncomplicated qualifying.
And we can have a recharge.
And we've managed to get the early breakaway. Not pulling out a huge margin, but we're pulling out enough of a margin at the moment. And Embry's not getting through, so we'll spend another lap harvesting.
And recharge on now is okay.
Let's go back to George. He's now 2 seconds off the back of sights. Maloney and Ocon getting very, very close. Right, so while we're running like this, a notebook, and I've got a pen down here somewhere. There it is. Let's work out our schedule for the rest of this season. So today is the 1st. And we're at round 6, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and that is release day, the 23rd. Russell has been passed. Glance up, Maloney has got through. They're 3 seconds off now. How are we doing over here? Donna's still ahead of Embry. Let's turn her battery off now.
Recharge on.
Swap them back over again. So that's round 6, round 7, round 8, 10.
Charge on.
There we go. Gap up to 4 seconds. Now that we are switching in the DRS zone again. So, that'll be 10, 15, 20. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do it just by doing weekdays. So, if we do a stream this Saturday for round 11, then it's 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, so we're going to do Saturday streams now for the rest of this month to finish this season off. So we'll be doing round 11 this Saturday, which is the race after Silverstone. What's after Silverstone? Can't remember off the top of my head.
Charge on now, please.
Have I decided if I was going to create a team or manage a team yet? No, I'm going to be creating a team. We're going to be doing a series right from the very beginning. But launch day, the 23rd, I think we might not start the career on the 23rd on launch day. We might just spend some time exploring the game, maybe doing a couple of little races, or maybe a couple of scenarios, have a look at an extended bit of time inside Create a Team itself, play about with some liveries. We probably won't start the series itself until maybe the 24th, maybe the 25th. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're going to be streaming 6 nights a week from this week onwards, Monday to Saturday. That way we can get in the last race on Saturday, the 20th. That's round 23 at Abu Dhabi. That gives me Sunday and Monday off, and then Tuesday we get to attack the new one.
Red flag.
Red flag. What has happened? Is that Norris and Verstappen? Max is off. Does Norris have damage? I don't think he does. Is it just Max going off then that's caused that? What this does do is allow us a free pit stop onto mediums. Everyone else is going to change tyres, I would imagine, as well. We might see some go onto hard tyres, try and go the distance. I don't know if they'll be able to or not. But this does kind of neutralise things a little bit. Yeah, Max is out. Was it contact with Norris? It was. Contact with Norris. Art imitates life. Couldn't really see whose fault it was from that angle. So we're going to go mediums.
The restart is moments away as the race continues.
Yeah, I am seeing some hard tyres. I'm seeing some more softs as well at the back of the grid.
And it's lights out and away we go.
Piastri behind us is on softs. It is a penalty for Norris, so it was his fault. 5 seconds added to his next stop. So Piastri's gone on to the softs. Pourchaire has gone for another set of mediums. Norris and Hajar have gone hards. Joe's gone hard. Sonola's gone soft. Leclerc's gone soft. Stroll gone soft. Sainz onto the mediums. I think Sainz was already on mediums, so maybe that's a new set there. Russell's gone onto a set of mediums. And then I think a few of the soft runners have also gone to another set of softs. So it looks like everybody's going to have to two-stop now, with the exception possibly of those on the hard tyres. Drivers like Norris are certainly capable of protecting their tyres to the end. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not he does try and go for a one-stop. It's a bit of a risk. There's still a long way to go. Still 50 laps he's got to basically do on those hard tyres, which they should be able to do, but they won't be very good at the end. He's got that 5-second penalty, which will be time added on if he doesn't stop. So wherever he finishes, he could drop down the order substantially after that. Have to keep an eye on that. Right now we are 2x2ing it, blocking the road, which isn't allowing Piastri to get through. I am going to just drop them into medium, reduce the risk of them hitting each other. We don't need to push. We've got this race nicely under control right now. Got some extra spare fuel as well. That should be good now for the rest of the medium stint, and maybe some of the softs as well. And we're basically just going to do kind of Leclerc at Monaco. Just keep the pace nice and steady. I would like to try and do a little bit of tyre saving at some point as well. Let's see, is Porsche on the hards? No, Porsche's on mediums, Norris is on hards, but Porsche is almost dropped. So let's use some battery.
Can press overtake where possible to discharge
just stretch that gap a little bit more. Save a little bit of extra life in the tyres in the process.
Can use overtake.
Maybe get a little bit of breathing room from Oscar as well. You got a 2-week holiday from work after this week. Oh, nice. Yeah, so you'll get to see the last 2 weeks of the championship uninterrupted, should you so choose. And you should choose. You should absolutely choose. Please don't jinx me, Adrian. There's still a long way to go in this Grand Prix. It's looking good now, but you know, things can change very quickly. We saw what happened to Max.
Reminder on the battery.
Now imagine that Max is Donna and Norris is Embry. I know they've hit other cars. I don't think they've hit each other yet. If they have, I must have blocked the traumatic memory from my mind, just repressed it, shoved it all the way down. I don't remember them hitting each other. I'm okay with Piastri potentially getting past us. He's going to have potential, a little bit more pace potential than us on those softs for a while. It means I can then charge the batteries of the car up as well and keep protecting the tyres while running at soft tyre pace. So if he does get in front, it's no biggie. But hopefully with the way my two keep switching positions on the main straight, they'll just hold him back in third, burn his tyres out. So I think there should have been a harsher penalty for Max. Or was 10 seconds enough? No, I think he should have had a 10-second penalty for the collision and a 10-second penalty for moving under the braking in the laps leading up to that. Because he didn't do it just do it once. He did it multiple times. And I think he should have had 3 penalty points instead of 2 added after the Grand Prix. But there may be a little bit of anti-Max bias in that. So. Another yellow flag. Norris hit someone else. No, just Joe running wide. Let's take a look at that.
Here we are then at turn 15. And wide they go.
Oh yeah, it does go a bit wide, doesn't he?
And you really
didn't cost him though.
That too often.
The annoying thing is that our confidence was lovely and high. And now I have to build it back up again. Thanks to the red flag. But it's getting there pretty quickly. You think they favour Max more than anyone else? No, we talked about this earlier, Adrian. It's not just Max that's maybe getting the preferential treatment. You know, a lot of the top drivers, especially when they're in a championship fight, tend to get a little bit more leniency. Or if they're a big commercial driver. See, Max brings in a huge Dutch contingent and is the reigning world champion, so he's going to get that in his favour, whether it's conscious or subconscious. Yeah, with Verstappen's weaving, I think one or two things should have happened. He should either have been ordered to give the place back, and then if he didn't, or if they didn't go down that route, they should have just given him another 10-second penalty for that on top of the collision. When he started moving in the braking zone, when the cars are at their absolute fastest, like that, going to a very, very slow, tight hairpin, you know, he should have been ordered to hand the position over, and if he refused, hit with a penalty for that, and that would have, you know, alleviated the collision immediately, because it wouldn't have happened. The circumstances to create that collision wouldn't have existed. Okay, so let's do a little check on tyres. Wow, Russell is really looking after those mediums. Look at that, 86%. for sure on 83, Sainz on 82. I wonder if they're going to try and take them all the way to the end. Russell's tyres are better than Norris's right now. Is Russell going to go for the one stop all the way to the end here? Both of my drivers in peak confidence right now. Keeping Oscar behind. And working his tyres a little harder compared to some of the others. But he is pushing. He's trying to find a way through. And how much better does this game look with Piastri having his proper helmet instead of the default crappy Ferrari one? It's just a silly little thing, but it just makes such a difference. I don't know what caused that little glitch to transpire this season and give all the drivers their original helmets back, but I'm not complaining. Oh, that was a collision behind someone in the wall.
Other people are hitting the walls. Just make sure you have a good look around.
I'm not
The
quite
jar's
sure
out.
what's happened there.
I heard that crash. Did he spin off? He did. Yeah, and that's a wrecked engine. See the sparks flying. He's done some serious damage to that powertrain.
Virtual safety car.
So what I might do now
Make sure you follow the reference.
is just bolt when the safety car comes in, when the VSC ends. See if we can get the battery fully built up before then. So Leclerc's up to 7th, and what it's starting out to be a pretty poor weekend for Charles Leclerc has turned around very quickly. Max's retirement. Charles had made a little bit of progress and gained a couple of places, from the start, and then with the free pit stop for everybody, he's now found himself up into 7th place as well, with the jar crashing right in front of him. That sets him up for some decent points. Chance to reassert his authority on the championship again after 3 straight wins for Max. There he is. A little bit of a gap to Tsunoda. Might well be less than a second though once the VSC ends. And he is on softs right now, so he'll have to stop again. But he should have good pace. Tsunoda also on softs. Norris on those hard tyres could end up coming under pressure from a couple of cars very quickly here. And we still don't know if he's going to go to the end or box early. Given the fact that his tyres are worse than Russell's, I think he's probably going to be stopping again. 5 seconds will be added to that stop. So Norris might struggle for points tonight.
VSC ending.
Right, so some of the cars are going to get DRS, others aren't.
Stay close.
Depending on where they
DRS
were
enabled.
across the VSC detection point when that VSC ended. Even if we can't necessarily break away, we should certainly open up the front pack a little bit. DRS will be active, is already active, because it was only a VSC, not a full safety. There is the 1 second to Oscar. Another yellow flag. Someone running wide, I think. Yeah, Stroll.
Now this one involves Stroll. And that won't help their chances. They've got to be careful
Yeah,
and
that's
watch
dropped
the
him
car
off the back of Leclerc there, and he's now under pressure from Zhou. All over him.
Let's try early overtake.
I'm going to keep pushing a little bit more, but I don't want to keep doing this for too long. But you can see not just the gap to Porsche, to Piastri, but the gap to Porsche behind Piastri has opened up as well now. Norris is pushed onto the back of Porsche. Tsunoda's trying to stay with him. Leclerc's closing in on Tsunoda. And this is what I was hoping would happen, just stretching out that front gap a little bit. Stroll dropping back and now acting as a bit of a hold-up. Nearly 4 seconds behind Leclerc has also helped. That's also creating a bit of a window.
Okay, John.
No need to push the tyres.
And have we got enough pace at this setting now to stay clear of
Battery is on the low side.
Oscar? Or is he going to close us back up? Might well close us back up. But he gapped Porsche nicely, who still hasn't quite shaken Norris. Norris going to go side by side into Tosa, and there you see Leclerc getting past Tsunoda in the background as well. Leclerc up to 6th. Tyre back onto the target line. I'm just hopeful I can keep the pace high enough, because Oscar's tyres are definitely going to be starting to feel that little bit of strain now. Should affect him in the closing stages of the lap. We'll lose a little bit of grip through the corners. And if we can keep doing this, switching positions here on the main straight, that will help stretch that lead a little bit more as well. I want to start rebuilding the battery, but I also don't want to do it with Piastri so close. Norris now 2 seconds behind Oscar. And having him in front of Porsche is probably the best thing for us, given that he's on hards. Does he have wing damage? I don't think we ever actually had a proper look. Doesn't look like it. Looks like that front wing is still intact. Yeah, that thing's still intact. So no wing damage. Oscar's still just out of range, but threatening to get back in again. Right with Leclerc as we watch Porsche and Norris battling in front. Norris is closing in on Piastri. Piastri dropping back a touch. Leclerc is only just hanging on to DRS right now, so it looks like Norris is trying to up his pace. Yeah, 1:16.1. That's a quick lap from Norris. Russell down in 12th place now. Better tyres than Behrman. Behrman's hard tyres are looking pretty rough. Did he not change tyres at the start? Or is he just burnt through them? Let's have a look at his tyre history here. No, he did. He put on new hards, look. He's only done 17 laps on those tyres. And he is really pushing them hard. Say that they're probably overheating a little bit as well, stuck behind Maloney. Stroll's tyres down to 37%. That's partly from his lockup and partly from overheating here behind Zhou. That gap now 7 seconds. And Leclerc has dropped off the back. He's under pressure from Tsunoda. Norris has caught Piastri, who's definitely dropping off the back of us. Let's start building that battery up now. Go back to a little bit of tyre saving as well.
Recharge on, recharge on.
As Norris has a look up the inside of Tosa. Norris is flying right now, 1:15.8 on that last lap.
Just manage your tires, please.
Surely that's the end of his push. I honestly thought Piastri put up more of a fight than that. Here he comes. He gets back in front. Some very close little battles going on up and down the grid here. Stroll's in. And he's gone hard tyres, and that is almost certainly him to the end now. 31 laps to do on those tyres. Should not be an issue.
recharge on is okay, please.
So he is 38 seconds behind us. We will come out, if we were to stop now, probably a little bit behind Belijac, but way ahead of Stroll. Leclerc is in. And that's hard tyres for him. He's going to the end on those. See where he feeds out. So he was with Sonoda. 4 seconds behind us. And he comes out 27 seconds behind us. Let that stabilise. 28. So it's about 24 seconds for a pit stop. By the look of it.
Charles John in box now. Charge on, charge on.
And Norris is pushing again. Close that gap to us dramatically. Now Gasly's in. Now he was on hard tyre. No, he's just changed onto hards. So anyone who's going to be stopping in the next few laps, like Belijac, Albon, Ocon, Sonoda, Piastri, might well go onto hard tyres if they haven't used them already. In fact, they haven't, because Russell was the only one who started on hards, wasn't he, I think? So expect a whole wave of hard tyre stops in a moment.
Charge on.
If you can, push.
And Piastri has now dropped away from Norris. What did he do last lap? Yeah, 1:15.7. I thought he was pushing. Norris is almost certainly going to go to softs like us.
Charge on.
But he does have that 5-second penalty.
And recharge on.
Right, so Sonoda and Ocon both in. Hard tyres. And mediums for Ocon. Interesting. Those tyres might be a little spongy at the end. Hard tyres are going to have plenty of grip by the end. Unless they push them, which they might do. They might push them. Leclerc has boxed. What did he go on to? Hard tyres for Leclerc. He's come out right behind Sonoda. Of course Leclerc boxed, didn't he? We saw him box earlier.
Charge on.
Charge on.
Oh, shut down Norris. Oh, yellow flag. Someone's had a spin. There's Piastri's in.
And here we've got a yellow flag.
And it's Leclerc who's spun. Ah, Charles.
Oh!
He hasn't lost the position, but he has lost a fair bit of ground, and he'll have done some damage to his tyres. Nothing too substantial, I don't think. Piastri's gone on to hards. Maloney has gone mediums. Here come Albon and Belajax. Mediums for Albon, mediums for Belajax. So we've reached that crossover period between mediums and hards for the stoppers now. Oh, look at that. Leclerc's lost 5 seconds as a result of that spin. And about 10% off his tyres, maybe. Well, maybe not 10%.
Charge off.
There is Norris lurking behind us. Porsche looking to close up. Don't think he got it this time. And Porsche's into the pits. So this is an important stop, actually, depending on what tyres he goes on to. Possibly mediums. No, that's hard tyres. That's good. Because we're in that kind of window. I want to try and stretch our tyres a little bit longer. Just to give us a little bit more leeway on the softs. If I can get an extra 2 laps out of both of them, I'll be happy with that. We've got 5 seconds over Norris because of that penalty. Russell is now up to 4th place, 9 seconds behind us. Tyres in the same condition. Perhaps a little quicker than us on that last lap, but he's under pressure. Behrman pits. So what tyres is Behrman going on to? Another set of hards. Interesting. Won't be quick in the short term, but it will have some good grip available towards the end. He can ride a slipstream or two, that might serve him quite well. He's out behind Gasly. And here comes Norris. Having a look. Which is a little feisty hit.
push.
Keep what you're doing.
I think Norris is pushing hard because he's going to box any lap now. I'm going to box Embry on the next lap and then Donna the lap after that. But Norris wants to get a move on. This might be his in-lap. Nope, staying out another lap. I hope he burns his battery up this lap.
Okay, we are boxes lap.
Box.
Let the tyres come back to you.
Yeah, very close now to a Norris pit stop as well. And there does go Norris into the pits. So this is a straight fight now between us and McLaren, minus the 5-second penalty. And there we go, softs for Norris. Russell's in as well, and he has also gone soft tyres. So this is it. This is our fight for the finish. And we get out just in front of Sonoda. Porsche and Piastri, we will catch and pass them. We're only 4 seconds behind them. Well, 4 seconds behind Piastri. Joe actually yet to stop. So yeah, it's Porsche and Piastri right in front of us. I didn't see what our time was with Embry. Did anyone spot it? 2.6 on the nose with Donna.
That will be clear.
She should come out just behind Sonoda, I think. Ooh, maybe just in front. Oh, there we go. Embry is through. Dono's tucked up behind. That's worked out very nicely indeed. Norris is a further 3 seconds behind Sonoda. We've got a little bit of a breathing room gap there. You can see Porsche and Piastri are hunting down Joe very fast at the moment, 2 seconds a lap. And we're going to go for a fastest lap here with Donna.
Let's try to take opportunity.
And overtake is available.
There is a new fastest lap for George, 1:14.2. That is a soft tyre time. That is our benchmark. And we should comfortably beat it. Leclerc in 8th is now right behind Norris. Can he stay in range? So Norris is going to turn the wick up. Didn't quite get DRS for another lap here, but wasn't too far away.
That was a very good lap.
It's a 1:12.6. That's a mighty lap.
Manage your tires.
No need to push the tyres.
Charge on, charge on.
Just be careful with this tyre.
And we've left Tsunoda behind. Norris has left Leclerc behind. We are with the de facto leaders, Piastri and Pourchaire. Zhou 4 seconds up the road, still bleeding time like crazy. He's going to have to stop. Should do it now before he completely runs out of tyres. There's no way he's going to make it to the end. Not unless he is obscenely slow. He's lost almost a second since since we pointed that out. Yeah, he's now 3 seconds ahead. And the others are coming. We are all over the back of Pourchaire right now. And you see a little 4-car train there.
And we can have recharge on, please.
You've got everything, you've got everything.
Wasn't
Press on
quick
hold
enough.
available. We need a bit of recharge of the battery. And you can use the deploy.
Punch past Pourchaire.
And save fuel from now, please. Save fuel from now.
Give us more lift off, please.
Press overtake.
Charge on.
Joe still hasn't boxed. And there is the move to get past Oscar.
overtake available.
Embry's going to have a look as well, maybe. Not quite. Maybe on the run up the hill. There's Norris up behind Sonoda. Leclerc now 6 seconds behind, so that's as high as he's going to get. He's got Russell all over the back of him on softs as well. Maloney on mediums and better mediums. Leclerc might not make the top 10 here, because Ocon's right behind Maloney, also on mediums. Got a yellow flag.
Are you okay? Are you
Oh,
okay?
crap. Contact. She's got a damaged wing. What did she do? It's just the front wing. Tyres are okay.
There's a yellow flag now. Now we see this was at turn 15. Tries to get by. And not just
Contact
one car
with
involved in
Piastri.
that, as you can see. And they'll have to pick
And
themselves
that's
up
ruined
after that.
Piastri's race. Was that Embry's fault? Or is that going to be a racing incident?
On keep an eye on your battery. On keep an eye on the battery. Charge on. Charge
Joe
on for now.
still hasn't boxed.
Need to drop the pace.
Yeah, there's the penalty. Knew that was coming. So, for the third race this season, Embry has broken a front wing and picked up a penalty in the process. Her racecraft is seriously letting her down. And the pendulum is swinging back towards Anne at this rate.
And recharge on now is okay, please. Overtake is available.
Okay, you can pick up the pace.
Let's have recharge on then, please.
Right, so now I need to stretch the pace, which I didn't really want to have to do. Just to make sure that I can
Charge on.
keep her ahead of the cars in front. I might let her bolt free and put Donna in rearguard action. Try and hold everybody else up. See how quickly Pourchaire gets through Joe, and if he can then stay with us. This should have been a comfortable 1-2, and now it's not. Now Embry might not even finish on the podium. She's currently going to drop down to 5th place. 4th once Joe boxes. If Joe boxes. Joe's staying out. And he's holding up Pourchaire. But this is actually, well, he did briefly. But that's helped us pull a little bit of a gap. I think Joe's going to try and go to the end, you know. I think it's a stupid decision. Now he's going to box with like 4 or 5 laps to go, which means he might steal the fastest lap from us. I don't think he will, but he might do.
Can use overtake.
So we're doing 114s, 115 for Porsche. But he was slightly compromised at the start of the lap.
John.
Right now, I'm staying on the podium, but only by half a second. I've got enough time and enough tyres to break that gap. But I'm going to have to do it, I think, by pushing with one driver and charging with the other, and then switching them over and doing the same to build the gap over Porsche. Because he's pushing at the moment, trying to close that gap up.
Okay, ciao John.
10 laps to go. Porsche does a 14.2, so he's pushing. So if worst comes to worst, I will back Donna up into Porsche. Slow the pace down. But if I want to try and break away, the smarter option, I think, might be to push with Donna and get Embry to stay with her. We still got Norris. That was the important thing. Embry's definitely being affected in terms of lap time.
Ciao John.
Because of that wing damage.
Recharge on.
Let's go back to Donna setting the pace. See if that gap goes up. Still got time to make a decision. Another yellow flag to VSC. Now, if I box, put on another set of softs. I'm going to drop too far down to fight back to the podium. Oh, there we go. It was a Ferrari. Piastri is out.
Now that incident looks to involve Oscar Piastri. Let's have a look at that. Here we are down at turn 7.
Is it contact or did he just lock up?
And unable
Yeah, he
to
just
do anything
locked
about
it
that
and
crash.
spun.
Well, they may have been keen to leave their
Backside
mark,
first, that's
but I
another
think that
damaged
was
engine.
a little too literal, don't you?
Bad end to a disappointing Grand Prix for him. That contact with Embry ruined his race, and now his race is done.
Virtual safety car. And keep following the reference.
This VSC does actually help me, because it lets me get a little bit more life in these tyres. And recharge the battery and save some fuel to try and bolt away from Porsche. I still want the 1-2. I will settle for a 1-3 if necessary. I think I'm going to give Donna the win because she needs the points if she wants to get into the title hunt. And with Max out and Leclerc down in 8th, she will close that gap up quite nicely tonight. Plus she got a point for fastest lap, a point for pole position. That's the clean sweep. It's going to be big points for us in the constructors as well. Mercedes are going to score well. McLaren are going to score okay. Alfa Tauri will get some points. Ferrari will get a couple of points. Alpine will get a point. No points for Red Bull as things, well, 2 points. 4 points, sorry, for Red Bull as things stand. We're on for 45 this weekend. This will bring us right back towards Red Bull. I mean, they're still massively ahead of us, but this will bring the gap down to double digits. Be about maybe 60 points away, 50 to 60. I think. Maybe 40 to 50. No, yeah, 50 to 60. In that window, I think.
We will not need liftoff.
Joe is boxing, finally. I said he would box with a few laps to go, didn't I? 6 laps to go. No, 7 laps to go. Including the one we're on. And that is the end of the VSC.
Virtual safety car ending. Time to push at those tyres. DRS enabled, DRS enabled.
We need to push.
And recharge on, recharge on.
So the gap is 1.8 seconds. We need that to be a 5-second plus gap.
And overtake is available. Stay close. And recharge on.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a race where we would have to be wary of our tyres, and that red flag kind of came true a little bit. You know, we had to box off the softs a few laps earlier than I'd intended. We had to look after the mediums a little bit, but we've been comfortable on these softs. We've kept them nice and cool where we needed to. Had this little VSC here towards the end that's helped as well. And we've got the rubber to push hard like this now.
Press overtake.
Charge on. 5 more laps. 5 more laps.
I don't think I can keep this pace up for the next 5 laps.
No need to push the tyres.
With the tyres, but I can certainly keep it quick enough, I think, to get that 5-second gap. We've almost got it with 4.7 seconds.
Recharge on.
There we go, that's the 5 seconds. Or it was. It's come down again.
On click overtake, please.
Pourchaire's pushing his tyres hard. Let's see what Joe can do on his softs. Got 5.5 seconds of clear air in front of him.
4 more laps. Charge on.
So Leclerc actually in 6th place now. But Russell is all over him and has soft tyres. Slightly more grip as well in terms of life left. You've got to imagine Russell is going to get through here. It's just a matter of when. We've got the gap up to 6 seconds now. That should be enough.
Just keep looking after your tires.
3 laps to go.
3 to go.
We don't want to overcook the tyres.
George having a little look. It's not going to get him here. He can get up the inside into Tosa though. He'll get him up the hill. He's going to have a look at it. No. Leclerc shuts him down. He needed to be side by side through that corner.
We keep an eye on the tire temperatures. We will keep an eye on tire temperatures.
Joe's in the 114, so he's not going to trouble us for fastest lap. Norris and Tsunoda having a little ding-dong over 4th place. Can George get the move done here? He's wide enough. Oh, Leclerc cuts him off. Round the outside. Oh, that's brave. And Leclerc shuts it down. Good battling. Tsunoda still trying to find a way past Norris. Norris's tyres definitely starting to fade now a little bit. We have the gap. We are going to get the 1-2 after all. One more lap to not do something stupid. George hounding Leclerc all the way here. Can Tsunoda get past Norris? Into Tamburello. I think he's covered off. He's going to go around the outside on the approach. Can't get it done. Russell is through. Takes the lead into Tamburello on the final lap. Has Leclerc got an answer? This is what we need. We need Leclerc to lose some points if we want to get Dono into the title hunt.
Drop down the plates now.
Pourchaire's closed the gap slightly, but still not enough. We are going to take a 1-2 here at Imola. Donna wins. Embry is second. Pourchaire will cross the line in third and complete the podium. The gap will be a second after the penalty deduction. Norris just holds off Tsunoda, and Russell has managed to hold off Leclerc for sixth. Then it's Behrman, Ocon, and Sainz, Maloney, Stroll, Gasly, and Zhou, all nose to tail almost across the line there. For sure, a long way back in 15th place, with Albon not too far behind, but not close enough. Belisac will be the last to cross the line. There he is. No finish for Oscar Isaac or Max Verstappen. And there it is. A 1-2. Big points.
What an excellent performance from the Aston Martin driver that was.
An inspired strategy from the team there. What a well-deserved win that was.
That makes it all worth it, doesn't it? Seeing your team ready to share the celebrations. So, Karun, with the garages full of activity, what's the mood like down at Aston Martin now?
I doubt they could be much happier. Away
Is that our first 1-2?
What a great way to round
with
out
these
the
two?
weekend.
And that's about it for our time here in Imola.
For the next Grand Prix, make sure you join us at the renowned city circuit of Monaco. Prepare yourselves for one of the most legendary rounds of the season.
Monaco next. There we go then, confirmation of the final result. Donna gets the win with the fastest lap and with the pole position bonus point as well. 27 points for her. 18 points for Embry in second place. Despite a penalty and a broken wing, she does manage to keep second. Pourchaire up 4 places to take the final step on the podium ahead of Norris. Tsunoda up 4 places. Russell up 7 places. His strategy worked out reasonably well tonight. He managed to get ahead of Charles Leclerc at the end there, who himself gained a few places, but also had that mistake. Potentially could have been further up. He was battling with Tsunoda. Could potentially have finished in 5th place or even 4th place tonight had he not had that mistake. Behrman up a couple of places to take 8th. Ocon up 8 places for 9th, and a couple of extra points for McLaren there. And Sainz gets the last point and some extra pizzazz for Alpine there. Then it's Maloney, Stroll, Gasly, Zhou, for sure, Albon, Belisac, and as we said, no points tonight for Piastri, Isaac Hadjar, and more importantly, no points for Max Verstappen, whose run of 3 consecutive wins comes to an end spectacularly. Driver standings look like this. Leclerc stretches his lead over Max by 6 more points tonight. He is now 14 points clear. And look at that, Donna is now just 8 points behind Max. Getting very close at the top of the standings. Closing up as well is Lando Norris, 12 points for him. Pourchaire, 15 points for him. Embry jumps 5 places with her second place. There's just 4 points behind Teo. There is Tsunoda also gaining a couple of places onto 37 points, 1 above Oscar, who didn't pick up any points. Behrman moves up drops down to 9th. He's level on points now with Oscar, but Oscar has that podium, which is why he's 1 place higher. Then it's Sainz dropping down, but also scoring a point. Tsunoda is in 11th, Ocon 12th, Stroll 13th, Hadjar 14th. Russell moves up a place into 15th, and is now just 1 behind Isaac. Gasly dropping down into 16th as a result of George's points tonight. Maloney and Albon 17th and 18th. No points for Maloney. And 19th, Belisac, no points for him. And Verschoor bringing up the field, still no points for him either. In the Constructors' Championship, just 6 points for Red Bull. Oh, they were further ahead than I thought they were. They were much further ahead. So they're on 202 points. We have taken a huge chunk of points out of them. 39 points out of their lead tonight. but we are still behind by 75 points. So definitely work to carry on, but we've established a nice little lead now over McLaren. They are 56 points further back, so that's quite nice there. Only 14 for them. AlphaTauri do move above Mercedes tonight. 2 points clear now, thanks to Porsche's podium. Enough to outscore Zhou and Tsunoda. Alfa Romeo remain in 6th. They pick up 4 more points, but they're under pressure from Ferrari, who doubled that score tonight and are now within 1. So Ferrari looking to recover after a difficult start. Piastri's crash certainly didn't help that tonight. Alpine stay in 8th, picking up that bonus point there, and Williams 9th with 2 points are still yet to get off the mark. Evening refill. Into the pit stop competition, and we didn't make it. Not surprised. Our best stop was 2.6 dead, I think, and yeah, that was slower than Tsunoda there. But once again, Red Bull setting the pace. Gasly with a very quick time there for Alpine. AlphaTauri get 3rd with Porsche, and only 3rd. They don't get 2 cars in for the first time in a long time. No quick stop for Stroll tonight. Mercedes are 4th and 10th. Ferrari 5th and 7th. Alpine 2nd and 6th. Big points for Alpine tonight. McLaren in 8th and 9th will pick up another 6 points as well. Let's see what that's done to the standings. Get the feeling we're going to go down a fair bit. Red Bull stretching their lead by another 10 points. They are now 85 points clear of AlphaTauri. Alpine in 3rd place now. Another 20 points gained over McLaren tonight. So that gap is definitely opening up. That's 27 points, that gap now. Ferrari and Mercedes both get above us there. Big points for both teams. 16 for Ferrari, 13 for Mercedes. We drop down to 7th place. But everyone below us yet to score. And we're not a million miles away from being able to move back up the order again, if we can get some quick stops. There you see our stops, a 2.6 dead for Donna and a 2.64 for Embry. And we did get some extra experience for Anne, which is potentially going to be important because once again, Embry collided with someone, broke a wing, and got a penalty. That's the 3rd time she's done that this season, although she got away with it tonight, she still managed to finish in 2nd. In terms of the report cards, let's see, 15 and 20 in the overtakes for Donna, 29 and 13 in defence. Embry, 15 and 21 in attack, 22 and 13 in defence. Pretty solid numbers for the pair of them. Let's see how we did with the sponsors. So we've got the quali streak complete. That was a pretty straightforward one, not a huge payout there. We did get the fastest lap, and we got both cars into Q2. And then for the guarantees, we got 2 in the top 8. We got both cars in the top 8 in quali, and we also got both into Q3 as well. Our new suspension design is ready to go into production. Let's slap those in. So we're looking at 20 days. So we're looking at trying to get these from Montreal. We won't have a spare because we've got some manufacturing shenanigans going on. So I put extra time in, but it looks as though the factory is being shut down for sponsor events. Because it's normally only 7 days to make a suspension, and the first 2 are going to take 10 days. That's not so good. Okay, let's get those into production. There we go. That does open up another slot. We've got no hours for another 42 days. What can we do with a side pod? Take a little bit of engine cooling out of that. Very little. As you can see, we'll get a tiny bit of improvement in engine cooling. We will get not a bad little improvement in the medium and high speed. Let's see if I can balance that a little bit more. I mean, it's not massive gains, is it? On the floor. Again, I think without hours, we're not getting any improvement in that. And we've just done a suspension, so I want to see what the new one looks like before I do another one. So we're not going to work on any more parts for a little bit. I mean, I think we really need to at this stage, but we are going to keep just chipping away at making improvements to the car. This is the season where we have the best opportunity of creating a nice little performance gap against the rest of the grid, with massive regulation changes hitting at the end of this season, which we won't be around for because we are finishing at the end of this season with this game. But as a result, we are not going to do any research, which will give us a little bit of extra money and time to spend working on the car itself and just trying to eke out that extra bit of performance. If we can keep results coming in like tonight as well, we can definitely catapult ourselves back into the title picture for the constructors. We have got the gap down to less than 100 points, which is good. We've got a spare side pod done. We have got bits that need to be replaced. See, a rear wing needs to be swapped out. Medium risk on 4 parts there. And I've got to replace the front wing. There we go. I can now put a new rear wing on here as well. So I'm going to have to make some more rear wings. Let's go ahead and do that. Make 2 more of those. We can now put that new side pod onto Embry's car. There we go. And let's make a couple of spares on those as well. Underfloors, I've got spare underfloors, and we've got the new suspension in production as of right now. So let's make a spare chassis as well. 15 days. Ooh, yeah, we've got big factory shutdown coming, it would seem. Right, let's check our inbox. So we know about that. We just dealt with all of that. F3 talent, Ramon Gonzalez. Let's have a look at his stats. Can we see his stats? No, we can't. So, Werner Fischer back on the top step of the F2 podium. He's won a couple of races already this season, I think. Hugh Barter gets up there. And that looks like a recycled photo. Sure, I've seen that on a different driver. Wolfgang gets up there on the podium as well. We know about the suspension. We've just got those into production. It's advanced time. We've only got a couple of days until Monaco. That's tomorrow's Grand Prix. There you see, Red Bull leading the constructors by 75 points. Leclerc 14 points ahead of Max. Donna is in third, not that far behind Max either. Got scouting done on Zach O'Sullivan. Let's have a look at his stats. Oh, look at that adaptability, 91. That's pretty good. I'm surprised these stats are this low, though. I thought he would have done a bit better than that by this point. He's 25 years old now. He has spent a long time in F2 and F3. He's not had access to top team facilities. Obviously, that is something that will definitely be able to change in the next game, with affiliates also benefiting from your driver training facilities. And you can set them the same training goals that you set your normal drivers in terms of what sort of area you want them to work on in development. You can pick that for your affiliates as well. So Yeah, that could be a good way to foster a new talent. Oh, look at the weather for Monaco. It's going to be very heavy rain. Well, we have an excellent car. And we have a couple of drivers who are in pretty good form. I say that with an asterisk against Embry. Pace-wise, she's there, but consistency, she is temperamental. Donna's in great form right now, but they're both crap in the rain, or at least in the interchangeable conditions between wet and dry and inters and full wets. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that weather forecast. We'll try and qualify at the front. Hopefully we'll be able to, given the downforce performance of our car. Hopefully that will overcome the cornering weakness of our drivers and get us, if not at the front, then certainly near the front. And then we'll just have to see what the weather looks like on race day. If it's going to start dry and go wet, or start wet, go dry, or if it's going to, fluctuate, be light rain to heavy to light. We won't know till tomorrow, but that could potentially be a bit of a difficult race for us. I was really hoping that we would have a dry race and we could really put this car's downforce potential through its paces and try and win Monaco. That weather might prevent us from doing that. We shall see. Right. Let's check in with our facilities. We've got 8.5 mil in the bank. Again, the CFD simulator is very close. Suspension simulator still hasn't quite gone, but it's almost there. It's going to cost a fortune to improve. Everything in here is okay. Operational facilities. The memorabilia room's been shut down for a sponsor event. That's fine. Everything else in here is okay. What did the board think of our 1-2? They were delighted, as you would expect. Still only happy in race performance overall because of those two disappointeds on there. We can get one of them off there. That should go up to a delighted. Or at least if we can get another couple of delighteds in a row, that might possibly push us back up. That's 3 of 6 races now this season as well, where we have achieved a podium finish. So 3 more rounds out of the remaining 17. It's not going to be tricky, is it? We're going to achieve our long-term objective. We are comfortably on target to achieve our season objective of finishing in the top 4 as well. Second place now, and with a nice little lead over McLaren in third. It's starting to look a lot nicer than it did last week. So there are the standings. You can see 75 points behind Red Bull in the constructors standings. The driver standings, Donna is 8 points behind Max, who is second, and 22 points behind Charles Leclerc. So very much in play in the driver's standings. Embry now up into 6th place as well, and she is only 7 points away from moving up above Norris. All to play for, and our performance should only get better as the season progresses, as other teams break away from developing their car to focus on next year's research, while we will not be doing that. And our drivers will hopefully continue to improve their skills over the year as well. So yeah, we should be right up there with both championships, hopefully by the halfway point of the season, I hope. It all kind of depends on what the weather's going to do for us in this European leg that we're in now. So that's it for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's race. Tyre management did prove to be the key thing in the end. That little stint we did, stretching and looking after those mediums, and then having that extra couple of laps on the before we boxed onto the softs, definitely helped us. And then that VSC towards the end, where we could save an extra lap or two's wear on the softs, also then helped us create the gap that we needed to keep Embry in second, despite that penalty that she had. I don't know how tomorrow night's going to go. Hopefully we can get another strong result, keep the pressure on Red Bull, But yeah, time will tell. I'll be back at the usual time for tomorrow night's race at 8 p.m. Don't forget, from this point on, we are going to be streaming 6 days a week. So we'll be streaming on Saturday this week, next week, and the week after. Complete this season and give me a couple of days off before F1 Manager 24 releases. So I do hope you'll stick around for that, and that you'll be able to watch those races as well on the Saturdays. They will probably be a little earlier than normal. They might be afternoon streams. I haven't decided exactly when I want to do those yet. We shall see. But that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more F1 Manager hardcore very soon.